shoulder. Just take one more deep breath here. And slowly gonna gaze toward the right armpit or right side of the hips. Finding some more mobility around the neck and shoulders. One more deep breath here. And slowly let it go. I'm gonna switch the side. Right hand placed underneath of the right sit bone and opposite hand onto the opposite side ear. And pull the head down toward the opposite shoulder. Feel that stretch and lengthening. And slowly shift the gaze toward the left armpit or left side of the hips. And take your deep breath here. One more. And slowly let go. Slowly centering yourself. I'm going to bring the heels away from our hips. Come to a diamond-shaped legs. Relax your hands onto your knees, onto your thighs. Take a deep breath. And place the opposite hand onto the opposite knee and have the other hand behind your tailbone. Enjoy your twist here, finding more space in your rib cage. Relax the shoulders down a little bit more if your shoulders are tensed up. Let's switch. Opposite hand onto the opposite knee. Finding more space through the twist. One more deep breath here. I'll come to a speedy twist. Gonna switch and switch. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Center yourself. Relax the hands. Relax your shoulders. Connecting with your breathing. One more deep breath here. Beautiful. Now I'm going to lean forward and throw your hands underneath of your shin bone. Wrap your hands on top of your feet. Just lean forward to have your forehead down. Try to lean forward a little bit more. Imagine your forehead trying to touch the floor. Slowly gonna let go of the left hand only. Lift up the left hand toward the ceiling. I'm gonna relax the left hand forward. Inhale, gonna lift up toward the ceiling. and exhale, gonna close back down. Let's go for 8, 7, no rush, enjoy that stretch, for 6, 5, 4, open up the chest when you lift up, for 3, 2, and last one. Gonna thread the left hand back down underneath the shin bone. Let's lift up the right hand. And exhale, lean forward, relax your fingertips. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, close down. Let's go for 8, no rush. Enjoy each opening. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's thread the right hand underneath and lean your forehead a little bit more toward your heels. Feel like your chest can get closer to your thighs a little bit more. Just one more deep breath here, half folding, emptying out your belly. And slowly lift up your chest. Release the hands from underneath. That's our warm-up. Let's come to a tabletop. Relax your knees underneath of your hips. Let's start with a cat and cow. Gonna start with the angry cat. Let's stay in your angry cat for 2 deep breaths. Rounding of the back. Feel like the shoulders are hugging toward the heart. And let's inhale, lift up for cow. Stay here for 2 deep breaths. Feel the tailbone is lifted toward the ceiling. Chin is lifted. Belly is dropped down toward the mat. And let's make the wave with our angry cat and cow. Inhale for cow and exhale for cat. You're tucking the tailbone in and lift. Inhale, lift the tailbone and exhale, tucking the tailbone in. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come to a neutral spine. So your tailbone is relaxed. Gonna lift up the left leg here and lifting up the right arm. Take 2 deep breaths here. Feel like the left heel is kicked toward the back door. Left toes pointing toward the mat. You're really lengthening out the left leg. Now going to pointing toward the side. So the right hand pointing toward the window. And left leg kicked toward the side wall. 2 deep breaths here. Feel stable. Now inhale, gonna centering the arm and the leg, and exhale, pointing toward the side. Inhale, centering, and exhale, pointing toward the side. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax your hand, relax your leg. Sway the hips left to right, loosening up. Now centering your hips, let's lift up the right heel Kick that right heel toward the back door and lifting up the left arm. Imagining you're really lengthening out the right leg through that right heel to that right sit bone. So one more deep breath here, being still. Now let's pointing toward the side. Right heel to kick toward the windows. Yeah, side. That's right. One more deep breath. Let's inhale, centering, and exhale, kick to the side. Inhale, centering, exhale to the side. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Relax your hand, relax your knee. We're gonna widen up the knees and lean the hips back for the wide knee child. Relax your elbows, relax your forehead. Hips relaxed toward the heels. And from here, I'm going to thread the right hand underneath our left armpit, resting the right ear onto the mat. Try to relax both elbows. Both elbows are on the mat if that's possible. Connecting with a natural breathing rhythm a little bit more. We're going to switch. Right hand back. Let's thread the left hand underneath, resting the left side of your ear, your shoulder. Both elbows drop down toward the mat. One more deep breath here. And let's place the left hand back. Going to come to your elbows. Thumbs pointing toward your nose. Going to lift up the hips and relax it down. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Have the hips lifted away from the heels. Gonna lift up the right leg and bring that right leg cross over toward the left side of your body. Gaze toward the right toes. And let's bring it back. Let's lift up the left side of the heel, cross it over, and bring it back. Cross the other side and bring it back. The opposite side, cross over and bring it back. Let's go for 5. The other side. 4. 3. 2. Last round. Bring more mobility to your hips and knees. Beautiful. Open up the knees, maybe a little bit wider. We're gonna lean the hips back. Relax your hands, relax your elbows, relax your forehead. Bowing to that inner strength. That divine intelligence connecting you. One more deep breath here. I'm going to walk our hands a little bit closer so your shoulders are very close to your your elbows very close to your shoulders. Going to opening up the right leg. So spread that right heel away from the left heel. Take a deep breath here. And from here, I'm going to straighten out the elbows and lift up the hips. Hips down and lift up. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a deep breath here. Feel the hips flexors being open and stretched. Beautiful. I'm going to come back down to the elbows and bring the right knee back. Now I'm going to open up the left side. Spread the left heel away from the right heel. Take a deep breath here first. And let's straighten out the elbows. Beautiful. Lift up the hips and relax it down. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a deep breath. Beautiful. Come back onto the elbows. Bring that left knee back. Beautiful. Gonna open up the right side again. Once your right side is open, so the left knee is spreaded toward the side, not parallel to the mat. And from here, gonna only straighten, press the right hand down onto the mat, left palm press down onto the mat. So one hand, yeah, let's go for lifting right leg up. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring both elbows down. Take a deep breath. Let's bring that right knee back, opening up the left side. Left hand pointing toward the mat, press into the mat. You can have the right hand pointing toward, right palm press down as well. If not, right palm can face toward the side. Let's lift up the left leg. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that left elbow back onto the mat and bring that left knee back. Let's come to the wide knee child. Relax your forehead down, elbows relaxed. Bowing to that inner peace. It's always there for you to connect. Always there for you to embrace. Beautiful. Lift up the chest. Come to your elbows. So your elbows are not too far away from your shoulders. I'm lengthening out the right leg. And from here, going to wrap the left hand around. So you're on your elbows. Going to wrap the left hand around onto the opposite hip. It's the intention. It may not touch the opposite side of the hip. That's totally fine. And going to reach the right hand toward the right shin bone. It might not be comfortable for your knee. If that's the case, you can always fold the mat to get extra cushion. Gaze toward the right heel or right hand for that extra lengthening. One more deep breath here. Beautiful. Let's bring the elbows back down. Bring that right knee back. Gonna lengthening out the left side. Wrap the right hand around. Intentionally have that right hand onto the left hip or just the lower back. And lift up the chest, resting the left hand onto the left shin bone. Two deep breaths here. Beautiful. Bring the elbows back. Bring the left knee back. And from here, going to have the knees closed up underneath of your hips. Gonna tuck our toes under and lift up the hips for our dolphin pose. Have the chain slide forward and back. The elbows here are totally the support. Take two more deep breaths here. I'm gonna centering our hips so your chin is just above the elbows a bit. I'm gonna walk the toes in. Walk the toes in a little bit more. I'm gonna lift up the right heel and gonna give ourselves a gentle hop. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax the opposite toes down and lift up the opposite leg. Gentle hop for 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Relax both knees down. White-kneed child. Elbows are so relaxed. Shoulders are so relaxed. Your hips are softened. Just take 2 deep breaths here. Enjoy that inner strength. I'm gonna lift up the chest. Let's come back to the tabletop position. Tuck the toes under, lift up the hips, downward facing. Then paddle your heels up and down in your first downward dog of the week or of the day. When you paddle the heels, the goal is trying to feel that hamstring stretch. Feel that legs lengthened. Just 2 more heels paddling. And let's relax the heels down. Now bend the knees, gaze toward the front of the mat. Either hop yourself forward or tippy toes forward. Inhale, hands halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Chin to chest, softening everything. Inhale, let's root to rise. Sun salutation. Exhale, swan dive down. Becoming aware of each movement your body makes. Inhale, hands halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. Hands clap together. Give yourself a nice back bend. And slowly swan dive down. Not autopilot, but mindfulness. Inhale, hands halfway up. Your back is flat. And exhale, forward fold. One more sun salutation here. Inhale, let's root to rise. Hands together, back bending. A little bit more back bending. slowly swan dive down, hinging forward. Inhale, hands halfway up. Exhale, chin to chest, forward fold. And from here, I'm gonna bend the knees, lift up the chest. I'm gonna bring the hands heart center. So you're micro bending the knees. You can still see your big toes. I'm gonna come to some toes strengthening. I'm gonna lift up the heels. Heels gently lifted, so you're more on the ball mount of your feet. Take 2 deep breaths here. Keep the heels lifted. I'm going to straighten out the legs. Come to standing on your toes. 2 more deep breaths here. Beautiful. Slowly, heels down. Now I'm going to spread the heels apart. Come to a cactus elbows. So palms facing toward the front of the room. But step the left heel just in line with your back toes. That's right. Gonna lift up the heels. Heels lifted, knees micro bend. Beautiful. 2 deep breaths here. And from here, I'm gonna pedal the heels. 1 heel up, 1 heel down. Let's go for 5, 4. Feel like you're riding the bike at one direction only. 3, 2, and 1. Both heels down. Relax your hands here for a second. I'm gonna bring the heels in line. Let's step the opposite heel back. So your toes and your heel are just in line with the back heel and the front toes. So the heel for the left heel and the right toes are in line. Let's have our elbows cactus. Beautiful. Gonna lift up the heels. Bending, micro bending the knees. Take 2 deep breaths here. Our toes have all the nerves connected. Lots of time we don't get to strengthen them. I'm gonna pedal the heels. 1 heel up, 1 heel down. So not the same. 1 heel up, 1 heel down. It's a way to train our left and right side of the brain as well. It's balancing, starting with the brain cells. Let's go for 3, 2, and 1. Both heels drop down. Relax your hands. And both heels lined up. Beautiful. Now I'm going to have the left heel out, lean toward the right shin bone. Inhale, circle the arms all the way up. And exhale, bring the hands heart center. Gonna lean forward. Hinge the hips. Hinge at the hips. Once you hinge to have the chest parallel to the mat, I'm gonna open up the arms. I'm gonna pause our chest here. You feel a lot at the sit bone and the glutes. Let's pause the chest up and down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the hands heart center and lifting up the chest. Take 2 deep breaths here. And relax the hands. Let's shift the side. So right heel lean toward the left shin bone. Beautiful. Inhale, arms lifted. And exhale, hands heart center. I'm just going to lean forward. Hinge at the hips. Once your chest is parallel to the mat, let's open up the arms. Chest up and down. Let's go for 5. Only the chest pausing for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the hands heart center, lift up the chest. Take 2 deep breaths here. Beautiful. Relax the hands. Relax the heels. Gonna bring the heels together. Squeeze the toes, squeeze the heels together. Interlace your hands and lifting up the palms toward the ceiling. Gaze toward your knuckles. Take 2 deep breaths here. Come to a side body stretch. Gonna have both arms pointing down toward one side. Doesn't matter which side. Whichever is your dominant side, just paying attention to it. 1 deep breath here. Heels are still together. We're gonna lift up the chest. And gonna pause down. Let's go for 5. You're really kicking the side hip toward the opposite side. For 3, 2, and 1. Stay down for 1 more deep breath. And slowly centering yourself. Let's bend toward the opposite side. 2 deep breaths here first before the moving sequence. And let's inhale, center, and exhale, bend down. Inhale, exhale. Let's pause here for 5, 4. Really feel that side body stretch for 3, 2, and 1. Stay down for 2 more deep breaths. And slowly center your body. Bring the hands heart center here. Beautiful. Let's come to a mountain pose. Spread the heels apart about hips distance. Palms facing down. You're still sucking the belly in here. And have the shoulders relaxed. Feel the strength like a mountain, solid and stable, secure. Feel the heels are so secure on the mat. 1 more deep breath here. Beautiful. Gonna bring the heels back in. I'll inhale that circle up. And slowly gaze toward the mat. Gonna come to our elbows and lifting up the left knee. So the knee that's on the floor, I'm gonna have that lifted up and bring yourself back and forth. You feel a lot at the hip flexors here. Just 2 more deep breaths. And slowly drop that left knee down, straighten out the elbows. Bring that right knee back. Gonna tuck the toes under and lift up the hips, downward facing. Inhale, left leg lifted. Exhale, big step. Bring that left foot forward between your hands. Drop the right knee down. Gonna have the left hand onto the left knee and wiggle the left foot away. Wiggle as much as you can away from the right hand. And lift up the chest toward the ceiling. Dragon opening. And let's gaze down toward the mat. Elbows on the mat. Lifting up the back knee. Rock yourself back and forth here. Some core strengthening at the same time. So one more deep breath here. And center yourself. Relax the right knee down. Straighten out the elbows. Bring that left knee back. And I'm gonna just lean the hips back and lift up the hips. Lean the hips all the way back. Easy child pose. And lift back up. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. And from here, I'm going to lift up the chest. I'm going to be more onto the knees. And step the left heel away from the right knee. Relax the right hand onto the mat. So the right hand, right knee, and the left toes are in line. Lifting up the left arm toward the ceiling. Gonna lift up the left leg. And from here, we're just gonna pause that left toes for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the left knee. Use the left hand, grab onto the left shin bone or left top of the foot. Two more deep breaths here. Beautiful. Gonna let go. Bring that left knee back. Gonna switch the side. So right toe step down, left hand down. Beautiful. Right arm lifted toward the ceiling first and lift up the right leg. Pause that right toe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the right knee. Use the right hand to grab onto the right toes or right foot. 2 more deep breaths here. Beautiful. Gonna let go. Bring both knees back and step the left toes out. Beautiful. Gonna slide the left hand. So if your left leg's lengthen out, slide the left hand down and lifting up the right arm. Take 2 deep breaths here. Feel the lengthening. And slowly lift up the chest. Gonna twist the chest toward the left toes that's lengthened and come to your cactus elbows. Take 2 deep breaths here. It's an awkward pose. It's not that comfortable. We breathe through our uncomfortable positions. Beautiful. Gonna twist the chest all the way to the opposite side and twist it back. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Relax the hands down first. Bring that left knee back. Gonna lengthening out the opposite leg. First leg, slide the right hand down and left arm lifted. Feel that lengthening. Feel lots of space being opened up through the rib cage. And slowly center yourself first. Come to a cactus elbow and twist the chest toward the leg that's lengthened. 2 deep breaths here. Gonna twist all the way to the opposite side and bring it back. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Relax the hands down. Bring that right knee back. Gonna step the left heel onto the floor and right heel onto the floor. Center yourself first. Gonna come to a yogi squat. Malasana. Take 2 deep breaths here. Feel more freedom around the hips. Gonna shift the weight to the left and shift the weight to the right. Bring the weight to one side, bring the weight to the other side. The heel is up and down. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Center yourself, relax the hands onto the floor. Inhale, let's lift up the hips. And exhale, grab onto the opposite side, the elbows. Relax your forehead, relax your chest. And just have the elbows left to right. Just dangling here. Let go of any tension on your shoulders. Your neck muscles are so relaxed. Your face muscles are soft. Center yourself. Relax the hands onto the mat. Going to bend the knees. Gonna have the hips kind of half lift. So the hips are here at the same height as your knees. Gonna lift up the arms. Just stay here for 2 more deep breaths. Lots of lower legs strength being built up. Beautiful. From here, just gonna pause the hips up and down. Gentle pause for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax the hands onto the mat. Bring the knees down onto the mat. Gonna just swing the heels out. And so the knees are in, heels are out. And have the knees out a little bit more. Come to our froggy pose. You can come to your elbows if you feel more stretch in your froggy pose. You can have the hips lean back and forth to loosen up some of the tensions. A lot that's happening in your lower legs, around the hips and pelvis. 2 more deep breaths here. Beautiful. We're going to straighten out the elbows. Bring the heels in, bring the knees in. Let's come to lie down on our back. Knees pointing toward the ceiling. We're going to come to a gentle bridge. Palms facing down. Let's lift up the hips. And we're going to have the hips halfway lift and halfway down. Gentle pause for 10, 9. Try to have the knees together, thighs together for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax your hips down, bend the knees. Reverse tabletop. Lengthening out the right leg first and bend the right knee. Lengthening out the right leg, bend the right knee. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, Left side for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's lift up the arms above our head and lift up the chest, lengthening out the legs. Stay here for 2 deep breaths. Lots of core being activated. Let's bend the knees, hands pointing toward the knees and opening up. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lowering down your chest, hugging the knees into your chest, lengthening out the lower back. Rock yourself left to right. Massage into your lower back. Beautiful. We're going to lift up the chest from here. We're going to straighten out the right leg. Interlace both hands onto the left shin bone. Squeeze that left thigh into your chest. 2 deep breaths here. Keep the chest lifted. We're going to switch the leg. 2 deep breaths. We're going to come to a speedy sequence. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug the knees, lowering down your chest. Rock yourself left to right. Centering your knees, gonna carry both knees down to one direction. Come to a spinal twist. Open up the opposite arm like a T. Can lengthening out the top leg for your spinal twist. Feel the space being opened up throughout your entire body. More oxygen flows through. Gonna change the direction. Bend both knees, bring both knees down to the other side, opening up the opposite arm. Lengthening out the opposite leg if you feel like. Just one more deep breath. Centering the knees. Come to a final resting pose, Shavasana. Relax the hands away from your hips. Toes are relaxed. Hips are softened.